All right, I'm searching for my guest. Yes, here we have him. Right, welcome back, everybody. We are here at the Best Chef Awards Instagram Talks. Hi, Tohru.
Hello.
Hello. I will.
Greetings to Netherlands.
Yes, I will have a short introduction first, and then
Yeah.
yeah, because we're at the Best Chef Awards Instagram Talks, where we speak to different professionals from around the world to get to know a little bit about their current situation in their region, in their country. My name is Jonathan Zandberger. I'm a Dutch chef from Restaurant Werneckhof, and today we have again a very special guest. He is a German native with 50% Japanese roots. He is the executive chef of Restaurant Werneckhof by Geisel in Munich, München. Please welcome and let me say hello. Tohru, how are you doing?
Yeah. I think, like everybody, the most important thing is that I'm healthy and that I don't have the virus and that we are continuing. But for the rest, of course, it's a very weird, strange situation all around the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that means now you're actually in Schwabing in Netherlands in your
Yes.
restaurant sitting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, and we are. I'm wearing a chef's jacket because we just opened yesterday with a concept. It's like a room service concept on the hotel rooms where we are not in direct contact with our guests. So we put the tray in front of the room and, and the guests take it inside. So that's why I'm wearing a chef's jacket. But let's talk about you and your situation in Munich.
Yeah. So actually the current situation is, of course, we have the shutdown like in many countries all around the world, which means that we are until Monday now, we are not allowed like having shops open. This is going to be a little bit loose by the government, so smaller shops are allowed to be open for regular shopping, but no big department stores or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then hair cutters will be open again, which we are all looking forward to it, the whole society. I would say.
Yeah, of course.
But for the rest, of course, like the gastronomic scene, hotels, these are all closed. So this is our current situation.
All closed. Yeah, and you said there is a lockdown. Is this a full lockdown in Germany?
Yeah. So we have. For example, like grocery stores are open, supermarkets are open, but for the rest, like the regular, let's say, public life, this is all shut down. Schools were closed, and now they were starting slowly getting schools as well reactivated, but at the moment only for the grades which are doing the graduation, you say, right? Like
the graduation. Oh, that's funny because in Holland we just had new regulations by the government communicated last Tuesday, and we are reopening the primary schools. So it's like in the age until 12 years.
Yeah.
These schools are reopening now, but actually we all believe it's trial and error for our government as well. And you know, we had an intelligent lockdown in the Netherlands where we could go outside and we could go do some groceries. All restaurants, of course, were closed, but hotels could be open. We at Merlet, we decided to close everything and now reopen it. But we didn't. Yeah, we had like this intelligent lockdown in the Netherlands, and we are reactivating the primary schools now. I don't know what about for the exams, but I know because I'm a teacher sometimes at one of the culinary schools.
Hotel school.
Yeah, hotel school, and they also have the possibility to do the exams. I even going to do a demo, which is with just a few students, but we're gonna film it. So we're gonna do it like an online demo for the whole class.
That's cool.
But this is still, fortunately, it's moving. You know, there's some. The exams can go through this year, and this is very fortunate.
That's funny because my wife is also a chef, and she's also teaching in a professional school here in Munich. And from next week on, also she will teach again on Tuesday and Thursday. But what we all have to understand is that, like for example, in a regular class situation where you had before, like maybe 25 students standing in your classroom and teaching something. Now they have to divide it in smaller groups. Like in the cooking school, everybody gets his own cooking station. Normally you had to share it with different other pupils. And now you know one teacher can only teach maybe 4 or 5 students at one time. So this is like a new situation for all of us. And as you mentioned, I think it's at the moment like a learning period. Nobody knows actually what's exactly happening, and nobody can tell us the future. And I think that this is making us especially as let's like a fine dining industry very worried, because I think like you and me, we like control. You know, we like to have everything organized and 100% perfect, and we want to be ready for any case. But now we are in this kind of situation where we just have to guess, or we just have to wait, and this is not our world, I would say. Or feeling very comfortable. And, so in Germany, of course, we have also the discussion. Since we're a federal state, we have a federal republic of Germany. So we have different federal states, and in every federal state as well, we have discussions like what to do, like how to make a little bit loose the restrictions. And every also state has the possibility in doing it in a little bit like their own limits, you know.
All right.
So some people say like it's the infect possibility is between very young children. It's not that dramatic. So maybe that's the reason why, for example, you in Netherlands like open up in primary school first. Then others say like, oh, we don't know this yet. So it's very difficult to understand it. I would say as a citizen in general, but also to understand it as somebody who's running a business. And we have also hotels as well in our group. So it's not only the Restaurant Werneckhof, but we have like 5 hotels as well. These are at the moment all also shut down, but we are trying now from beginning of May to get like very few guests into our hotel, and just for sleeping, just for accommodation. There's no F&B, we have to see. And beside this, we had the great opportunity to establish a takeaway, which is actually running now down in the moment, because I'm here in the Hotel Schwabing sitting in one of our suites, and this is on the 6th floor, and downstairs on the ground floor there's an open kitchen with a window, which was actually planned as a takeaway concept. And also me, I was also working on this concept. 2 years ago, this hotel started, and then we already were working with the architects on a concept for open kitchen, window to the street, and you can tell something. But as for sure, you also know there's so many things always happening if you're working in a restaurant as a head chef, and this is not only cooking. There's happening so many other things. You know, when you tell me that you're also teaching at a school, I think it's super demanding and time-wise. So we had never the chance actually to establish this takeaway. And now,
so this project is now, you're working on this project for 2 years, and now it comes in handy that it was already there.
Right. Finally, we have the time to establish this. So the infrastructure was already there, but never the time, never the capacity, also the energy, you know what I mean? So that was now the moment that we had somehow this kind of freedom in using the time, and yeah, we grabbed this chance, and now we are running this Shibuya Fried Chicken downstairs there.
Nice, successfully.
Yes, yes, more than we thought actually, because we were very anxious about the people who are maybe afraid of going out of their houses. And we are located here in a neighborhood where you have many citizens living. Actually, many Munich people have here apartments, so it's not like you have also some business things running here, but it's a lot of regular homes, like apartments. And we were not sure like how many we would actually have in guests numbers. So yeah, but we are very amazed. It's perfect, and the people like their feedback is enormous. It's great because
nice
feedback like, oh, thank you, and this is a kind of little bit like a hope or a little bit normal situation in our daily life. And
yeah, I think that's what it is. It's like in the contrast of normal life and nothing. Now something is happening, you know. Can you tell us about something about the amount of orders or deliveries you do?
Yeah, so you have to understand like that normally in Werneckhof we have like around about 30 covers. How much do you have actually in your restaurant?
We have a big restaurant, but we are located in the region north of Holland. So for us in the weekends we have 80 covers in the Michelin star restaurant, and as well 80 covers in the Grand Café Bourgogne. But during the weekdays, it's just around 20-30 guests in the a la carte restaurant. The brasserie is it's more consistent, but that's a different market. But for the Michelin star restaurant, it's like we're this season restaurant where people come in the weekends because we have a hotel. And vacations are always very busy. So for us, actually, our success season should start right now.
Yeah.
But everything is closed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So we have then we have like around about 150 guests a week, like 30 covers a night. We are only open for dinner service. Luckily, because then we can concentrate, just on the dinner service. I know it's very luxurious situation, but that's how it is. So this kind of 150 guests, so 600 guests in a month. And I would say we had like this 600 guests already the first day.
Well, for the takeaway?
Yeah, for the takeaway. Yeah, for the takeaway.
Wow.
Maybe like 1.5 days or something, I would say, but yeah, it felt like that the first day there were already 600 because we were not really prepared, because we have like we started with two regular fryers, like a double fryer thing, and now we have five of this, so like
nice.
Yeah, otherwise you cannot make it this amounts, but and we were also in contact with our supplier, so this is also something important for us, of course, as well, because we are actually, of course, like people from a 2-star Michelin restaurant, and we don't want to do now like regular cheap street food, fast food thing. So we're talking with our supplier who's delivering us always the lamb from the region here, and he's getting corn-fed chickens from Austria. And we have really to think now like how we can actually handle these amounts, because so I have to talk to him tonight as well, like how many chickens this farm actually still has. So maybe we have to restrict the numbers, so I don't know. We have to see like how we're going to run this in the future. If it's continuing to be so successful. Again, this is also a luxurious problem, like thinking about, oh my God, there's so much sold chicken, so we have to think about how much, how many we can actually get in. But we have to see. So
well, that's nice.
It's running very successful.
Yeah, well, that's great to hear. And of course, in this period of time when all the hotels are closed, you probably have a lot of staff, which are at home and being paid still, right?
Yes. So we have eight chefs in the kitchen, including me, and we have 7 in the front of house, one dishwasher. So in total, like 16 employees for a whole a restaurant.
For one restaurant,
But if you see it also in a bigger dimension, we are a company with, once again, like 5 hotels. So that means like 350 employees in total.
Yeah.
And we have a quite good system also for this situation in Germany, I would say. We have this kind of rescue thing.
Funds. I know what you mean.
Yeah, we have
There
short
is-
time. It's like called short time work.
Yeah.
And if you, as a company, go to the government and say like, okay, we don't have enough work for our employees, this tool companies are also using if they are just in a bad financial situation, not because of a shutdown or something, but just because maybe they don't have enough income or whatsoever. So there's always the possibility for companies to like say to the government, sorry, we need support, and then you get this kind of short time thing, and you can do this up to 100%. And this is the situation at the moment. So as soon as the people are, for example, now working in our takeaway concept here downstairs, they get fully paid, and which is great for everybody. But of course, we cannot do it now for the whole 350 employees of our group, which means, like people are also at home. But all the company is just doing the best and a huge effort just to keep all these employees in our company as well. This is the most important thing for our whole HR department, just to make sure that that everybody keeps this job. And I think
I can imagine
very important now in this situation, because it's so uncertain times, and everybody's scared. Like, you know, like me, for example, I'm scared like how is all the macroeconomic situation will be, like are we going in a financial crisis and a kind of depression, and how long is it going to be? Some people talk about 10-15 years until the whole thing is back on track. We have to see. And as I mean, in our business, like you and me and everybody who's working in the hospitality business, it's gonna be a very hard time. It's gonna be tough times, because we are, as we say, we are based on the system that tourists also visit us. You know, like the sun is shining, and like in your case, like people want to go to the beach and just enjoy life all together and sharing this moment. And at the moment, we only have the tool by social media and sharing it. So I don't know.
No, of course. And of course, the future situation is something we can only guess about. Obviously, there is going to be a change in the whole fine dining system. We are talking about it a lot as well. We are lucky that we have like a big clientele from the Netherlands, but of course, a lot of our colleagues, they have their whole revenues based on maybe 50% of international clientele. Is this a problem for you as well in the future?
Definitely. For example, maybe you know about the small beer festival happening in Munich. It's called Oktoberfest, and it's
it's very small.
Very small, very unfamous, and very unknown in the world. There you have like 6 million visitors in the 16 days. And if you think that this is now being cancelled, it's not only these beer tents which will be empty and all the roller coasters and other things standing there, but it's also the hotels.
The whole economy around it.
The whole economy, the airport, everything. Like the breweries who don't have this kind of revenue with the beer selling and all that stuff, all that connected to it. And this is now being cancelled. So we, of course, as a hotel, have the situation that pre-bookings of our rooms from the hotel for the Oktoberfest are now being cancelled. And this is a very sad situation, because you already know that even though maybe it's now starting a little bit step by step in June or July with our public life and also with our tourism industry.
General regulations are being a little bit loosed up.
Yeah, yeah.
Something, yeah.
But even though you know that you won't get this revenue what you were planning in your
No.
budget, because this is 2020 is already finished. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
already,
I know.
there's no, yeah, there's no illusion anymore. And even 2021 is going to be a tough year, because everybody is talking about yeah, when are we going to have a life with Corona, which doesn't have the effect of the social distancing, and
Yeah.
that we don't need to have this kind of 1.5 meter distance, for
Yeah.
example, anymore, or wearing these kind of things. It's yeah, it's uncertain, let's say. But yeah, once
Uncertain
again,
future, yes, for
yeah.
all of us.
But I also, so what I also think is that in this case, like when international tourism is going to be lower, that also our German, or especially, for example, also Munich citizens will do more regional vacation.
Yeah.
Which probably means that, as you say, when you have a lot of Dutch tourists as well in your hotel, in your restaurants, that I hope that we also will have a lot of German tourists as well, for example, coming to Munich, or the Munich people traveling to Hamburg or whatsoever. Yeah.
Yeah, because people are now not, well, probably traveling less in the future to different countries and staying more in their own country. This could be like a potential extra clientele for your company. So that's very interesting. You know, last Wednesday, I had a talk with Alex Atala from Brazil. And in Brazil, there is no government support at all. So he owns, of course, Restaurant Dom, but he has some projects running. You said there is like a system for government support for staff costs. And you just said it's up to 100%, or am I wrong?
You can say that the employee don't have enough work to work at all. So that means like you get then this kind of 100% support. But what it means in reality is that, of course, the 100% support is meant like you get 60% or 67% of your netto income by the state.
Yeah.
It's like getting an unemployment pay. And now the government is also discussing if they maybe increase this. So if you're like in this, it's kind of unemployed situation, but you're still employed, don't get me wrong, but it's just this kind of short time work.
Yeah.
And if you're like more than 3 months, or I don't know, so this discussion is still running, maybe the employees get 80 or 87%.
All right.
Yeah.
And
for
then
being
is the
at home,
company, is your company or your group adding the last 20% to the payment?
So we are trying for this very hard, but the most important thing is like that you have to understand that we have like a department in our own company which is just busy on this kind of financial thing, and they're trying to make as much as possible ideas and supporting the employees. And the most important thing at the moment, to be honest, is like really like to keep up the business, the company itself. So they're just super busy on just that everybody keeps his job. Just
I can understand. And the biggest challenge is when your business went down like 100%. You cannot keep going on paying all the staff. For example, Merlet has like 40 people on the. We have 40 staff permanent. But yeah, when there's no profit being made or no money coming in, then of course it's a problem as well with the vacation. The vacation money is coming like next month. It's actually a double payment, and this is a big problem for a lot of entrepreneurs in Holland. Some of our colleagues, like startup restaurants or people who have a small business and now really struggling with being able to continue the payment for the next month. It's a problem, and fortunately also in Holland we have this government support. Only how long would it last? That's the big question.
Yeah. Also as a company. So I think also if you, I mean, every company has this restricted financial capacity. I mean, there's not, it's not like Dagobert Duck, you know, that you have like your money somewhere in a big house and it's like unlimited. So also for all these companies, if they would know that they have to now survive with together with all the employees, for example, for 1 month or 2 months, then you can of course like make a calculation and can say, okay, we can support our employees with this or that, or you know, with an extra payment or whatsoever. But in this moment, in these times, nobody knows how long this will go, especially for our business. So when, for example, now you shoot out all the money and say like, no worries, we're gonna fill it up or whatsoever, maybe it can happen that that the whole thing is done after 1 month, and then we still have to survive for maybe half a year. Nobody can tell you. You know what I mean? It's like so unsecure that I think the most important thing is like really to stay stable and not to lose the control. And fortunately, there are many people in our company, for example, who are just busy with this topic. So I can at the moment like concentrate on having enough chicken to fry it downstairs, you know.
No, but that's really that's one of the creative initiatives. Of course, we are all chefs, and our specialty is that we are creative. You see all these initiatives popping up in different ways: delivery, takeaway. I'm very glad to hear that your concept is so successful, because this is also a way of surviving and a way of holding on to your being able to hold on to your staff and still pay them.
But you have to be like flexible also in your mind and in your creativity, because the first weeks, let's say, I was sitting at home and I was more like thinking about new dishes and trying to make, you know, like to use the time in a creative process, like to think of new dishes, for example. So I was busy on thinking with morels and young peas and asparagus and also these products you're looking for in the Netherlands as well, you know, first the asparagus are coming and stuff like that. So now suddenly I was sitting at home and I was thinking like, okay, I don't have the feeling that we are going to serve our customers maybe fresh asparagus dishes this year. Because like the shutdown is maybe longer than the asparagus season. So what to do then? And we have also several restaurants in Germany, also in the fine dining scene, starting with to go and takeaway or delivery service. I think it's very difficult because like our kind of business is also relied on the full experience. No, I mean like this environment. We are investing as a restaurant a big effort in interior design and atmosphere, service, and all these kind of service. Very important thing, and also this kind of precise perfection, and you know, like cooking your fish perfect or your meat, or just like, you know, dishes are hot and nice with nice cresses on it, and it's looking fresh and no spots on the plate, and all these kind of small things. And then suddenly when you go to this takeaway thing or delivery service, then you have to like switch your idea about what you're actually doing. And I felt, me personally, I felt a little bit more comfortable in now serving this kind of street food thing, because this is something where we can put our quality standard on this product, but we're not trying like to serve our Werneckhof dishes at your doorstep. But let's see. How are you? Do you know when it's going? When it's starting actually with your restaurant scene in Netherlands? Like
well, in the Netherlands, we just have had a press conference last Tuesday. The Prime Minister told us that actually all regulations are being continued until 20th of May. And 1 week in front, we are getting the new information. But we know for sure already that all events are cancelled until 1st of September. So, which is, I can understand it. which is very logical actually. But the whole festival season, which is a very big market in Holland, we have like 100 festivals in just 2 months. This is all cancelled, and all big events like above a certain amount of people, yeah, they're cancelled. And like the Oktoberfest, which is obviously a big risk to have so many people at one time, we have to understand things like this are being cancelled now. But for the restaurant business, because we are talking about the 1.5 meter economy and how companies or restaurants or cafes are dealing with this, some have already a solution, and they present it to the government. They say, okay, we managed a way to, actually like we are doing now in Merlet, we have managed a way to keep the distance, but still can we can welcome our guests. We don't touch our guests. We have like the screen at the front desk. We give the keys. People go to the room, and then the concept, like we have started yesterday now, is that we are serving a plateau with the food. We put it in front of the door, and we step back, and then the guests take the food. So it's within the regulations we have. I think it's it is something, you know, we are doing something again, and that's the most important thing, because for me, when Corona hit it, like 13th of March, it was in Holland, which is very funny. I had a big exam for a master chef. Being like a master chef is a big thing. We have, well, in Germany you have as well the title,
the Meister,
right? Yeah, the Meister in France is Meuf. In Belgium you have also the master cooks. So I had my exam on the 12th of March, and I succeeded. So this is very happy for me.
Congratulations!
Thank you very much. And then the next day, because on this Thursday there were already some messages from the news from Italy and China about this COVID-19. But then the next day, the Friday the 13th, the whole atmosphere changed, and like everybody was like suddenly scared and unsure about you know, the only propaganda we have is what we see on television or the media you see on your iPhone, you know, for example, Facebook or something else. So 2 days later, it was Sunday the 15th, the government said, okay, close down everything, 6 o'clock, you have to shut down the restaurant. So this was immediately, the next Monday, I was sitting on my couch, quite unsure about the whole situation, a little bit scared because I have 3 children. So yeah, when you don't know, when you're ignorant about something, when you don't know, yeah, like you talked about in the beginning of our conversation, we chefs, we like to have control. We like to know what everything is all about, so we can manage in a perfect way to, you know, to put all the details everywhere. So when you're like, you're pushed back and someone tells you, okay, you cannot do anything, but we cannot tell you when you can start again. It's like, for me, it was really a down period. First week, I was really sitting on my couch. And then after I picked up a garden project, I was, you know, gardening some things. And then after the system, the school system in Holland changed to a digital online class. So it's not the primary, but the secondary school system. Teachers are now providing the online class. So my oldest son, he just follows the online class until 9 o'clock in the afternoon. Then my daughter is in the primary school, and my youngest is on the, I don't know, the baby kindergarten or something like that. You really have to be there for homeschooling your children, and this takes really some energy because you have to be there until 1 o'clock. So it's not that you can work from home and focus on something else when you have to focus on the schoolwork from your children. But fortunately, the government or the whole system in the Netherlands really quickly came up with this online class where, yeah, in the end, it is really not necessary to be at school every day in a classroom. Like more things we are experiencing now. Everybody is working from out of their homes. It's not necessary to travel every day, to go to every meeting and have some face-to-face contact. So this is a change we are experiencing now. And yeah, for the future, of course, it's going to be have some impact on the way the system was and the system is going to be.
Yeah, I think there are many things which you can learn from this crisis, but like also on the other hand, when you now have only these kind of digital meetings, you also understand that sometimes it's also good to have this kind of personal contact.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and yeah, for us it was also quite funny. I mean, we were planning a four-hands dinner with Nick Brill and the
yes,
Jane
of course,
Antwerp.
from the Jane in Antwerp.
Yeah, and we were planning this for the 22nd of March, and we were texting to each other, you know, via WhatsApp, and like, okay, how is going the ordering, and which plate are we using for which dish, and all these kind of things. And as I told you, I mean, it's like, I think almost the same for everybody, like in our position, like we have many other side kicks and happenings that you know, like you're always busy. And then suddenly, like Nick was texting me on the Thursday night, like you were talking, like, okay, now a decision from the government, next Friday lunch is the last lunch, and then it's done, and it's finished. So no forehands, no whatsoever.
Yeah,
so,
and I believe in Belgium they really had a full lockdown from the start.
Yeah, and really like 24 hours prepare or something, you know. So he had all his walk-in fridges full of products. Yeah. Because it was just before the weekend, you know. So like that all the fishes already arrived or were ordered or whatsoever. So you cannot stop this anymore at this point. And yeah, this was for him a big challenge. Then like we also had this let's say this kind of forecast that there is something happening because if Belgium is doing this. This is also very possible.
Yeah, because when did it start in or when did it start in Germany? When did you hear?
We had already a good alert system since our hotel occupancy went very hard down already weeks before. So you could feel that the international tourism is getting lower and lower. Where normally we had like maybe 80% of rooms being sold on one night, we had like suddenly 15, 20, sometimes 10% only of the hotel rooms being sold. So this was really a situation where we said like, okay, there is coming a big wave, better prepared. And in our restaurant in Werneckhof, we did already a meeting for the weekend before, like on the, what was it, on the 12th or the 13th?
The 12th was this Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, so we already sat down with the whole team and we were saying like, okay, just let us talk about the situation if there is coming this shutdown. How shall we react? Because the possibility is there and better you be prepared. And so we said like, if this is happening in Munich as well, and not only in Antwerp and not only in China and Hong Kong and Singapore or whatsoever, then we just be ready. And we were talking through this kind of situation, and we are closing always in August for 4 weeks as well. So we are kind of trained in the system that we put the whole restaurant in a kind of sleep, and we just clean down everything and empty the walk-ins and just make sure that after coming back after 4 weeks of vacation everything is okay. So we said like, okay, we're going to organize it like this. Meanwhile, we were also busy in doing the last tests for our dishes. For the menu,
for the next menu,
because we anyway planned a 2 weeks vacation for the whole restaurant. Meanwhile, Eastern here in Munich. So that's the reason why we said, okay, we're going to finish this menu. So we all know what to cook after vacation. And it was 3 weeks before our regular vacation, so we actually planned to use these last 3 weeks before vacation to make these tests.
Yeah, all right.
And suddenly we had to like rush because we had to finish the last, I don't know, like 4 or 5 dishes just on one day, just to push it hard and just to make the picture and the recipe and, you know, like, okay, are we happy with this? Yes or no? And it was like kind of a gambling game because you never have the endurance that a dish, when you make a test of it, that is like directly a success, you know, that we are happy with
of course.
But yeah, we had to do it and we were fine, and maybe some fine tuning we said, but this we can see when we are coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now it's almost May and we are still not back in our restaurant, so this feels very weird. Yeah, but this is how we actually witnessed this super crazy situation. And concerning the shutdown in Germany, for example, you could also feel this kind of very strange situation that suddenly all the streets were empty and you could hear the silence in this big city here as well. Even though Munich is not like, you know, not like Tokyo or New York, but still it's like a bigger city. And if you have suddenly this moment where like the streets are empty, it feels so strange. It's very scary. So then you had, like you were saying, like you were sitting on the couch and you were not knowing what to do actually. So then you're starting like, okay, be still alive also in your mind, and then start on, you know, like maybe looking at cookbooks what you never look inside before, because you just wanted to have it. And you just look at the pictures, but you never read it actually. For sure, I know many people know what I'm talking about.
I can imagine.
And and then you had also this movement in Germany as well, via social media, like everybody started cooking at home, which was super cool, I think. People were posting by themselves what they're cooking at home, and this was very nice to see. Then of course, like people started and buying things for do-it-yourself, like, you know, cleaning up the balcony or making something in the apartment or in the houses and in the garden and all this. But then, like after several weeks, you also felt the moment where it's like a little bit, you know, all this is breaking now, because like the people don't want to stay at home anymore so constantly, and that at some point the people also see, I think, that we are not going to have a solution, let's say from the medicine perspective, like for the next year maybe. So we have to handle now this situation now for longer. So let's see how we. I'm very, I don't know, very insecure, like how
there's not really any
fine dining.
Okay. Talk to the viewers. Let's explain what we are doing. This is the Best Chef Awards Instagram Talks, where we speak to different professionals from around the world to have some insights about the current situation in their country and their region. My name is Jonathan Zandberger. I'm a Dutch chef from Restaurant Werneckhof, and we have a very special guest today as well. It is he is a German native with 50% Japanese roots. He holds 2 Michelin stars, highly rewarded restaurants, a lot of prizes won in the past years, Gourmillot, Der Feinschmecker, and so on. He is the executive chef of Restaurant Werneckhof by Geisel in Munich, in Munch. And of course, I'm talking to you, Tohru Nakamura.
Yes.
It's a good introduction, right?
Oh, thank you very much for this kind of, I don't know, soul speech.
No, of course, no, but it's about you. Okay, speaking about perspective, is there something you want to share with the viewers? Because we have a big platform. We're speaking for like the Best Chef Awards is a big platform for all. It's actually all the people from our community. chefs and food professionals. Is there something you want to share, or is there any tips? Because you currently spoke about the creative way you start up this takeaway for fried chicken. Is there anything you want to share with us?
Definitely, definitely. So I think every crisis has also the moment of coming out again, like the phoenix bird. You know what I mean? So after a kind of valley of tears, there's always again sunshine, and it's going forward. And I think this we have to use as a chance. And there are different things, I would say, like you and me, for example. We can proudly say that we were in this crisis. We actually had to manage with these difficulties, and this is a kind of experience which makes us, I think, even stronger. And when you can also see all around the world how not only small teams, but like the possibility that you and me are now speaking here, like, okay, because we didn't know each other before, but we see similarities. We see like the connection between all the people working in the restaurant business and the hotel business all around the world, growing together, being strong together. I think this is a big chance, and everybody, I think, has to put the creative energy in thinking like, okay, what can we do now in times of restriction? And how can we make people again happy again with this, what we do, in which way? And there you have to be very flexible. So this takeaway thing here with the chicken, this showed me that, okay, there are still possibilities in doing a kind of making people happy business, even though we have this very crazy virus going all around the world. And it's very important that we really look forward, and life is not going to be shut down. Happiness is not going to be shut down. Good food is not going to be shut down. So we didn't lose our palate yet, you know. So this is, I think, very important message for everybody out there, that we just keep on the positive things, on the culinary aspects. Like remember which kind of joy you had when you're going to a nice restaurant, meeting people there, being served by lovely service front of house people, enthusiastic chefs, and great producers, which we never should forget, because I think it's also very important to support our producers as well. Because what to cook when all the producers are, like, you know, financially wise dying. Meanwhile the crisis, and then we are allowed to open up back again, but then we don't have any nice products anymore.
This is something
very important.
Alex Atala mentioned as well. He was talking about that it's more important than ever to support your local and small suppliers. And of course, we know as chefs that all the products, it's the fundament of what we are doing in the kitchen. Maybe this is also a learning from this period, because, you know, in Holland, for example, the government is not really paying attention for the small producers. All the regulations are based on big companies. So it's very difficult for some small producers or fishermen or something like that. Maybe this is the time to realize the value of our small producers and our local producers. Maybe there's going to be a change and a transition in the way we're thinking about this as well.
I think also the trade is going to be quite difficult now when the shutdown is being loosened again, and when we are allowed to open up again as restaurants, that not suddenly we're going to have this kind of distribution system in Europe, for example, directly back. Because in Germany, for example, many restaurants who work with fish from the sea work, of course, via Rungis, Paris, Brittany, or maybe Portugal or Norway, Iceland, stuff like that. So I think what is also a big chance is like that you first maybe have to concentrate on what you have all around you, like really around you. And yeah, we have wonderful freshwater fish here in Bavaria, and I'm also thinking about maybe just doing this first. We had this always as a product in our menus, but not only. So you know, like we're also serving a nice turbot or a dorsal or whatsoever, red mullet, what our guests like as well. And if we can get it like in a Europe in a high quality, why not? But we have to see like how we're going to change this as well. But yeah, I think it's very, very important to understand that these kind of producers, especially if they are like farmers, they cannot tell their vegetables or their animals not to grow. They don't. Yeah, a chicken doesn't know a shutdown. So you have to do something with these products. You can't stop it. And what you also see is like that. Yeah, many households are now also in the situation that they have to cook for themselves because the restaurants are closed. Many restaurants. So you have some takeaway, but it's not that much that you can handle it for the whole citizens. So you also people. I think it's also a chance for us, for our business, that people also see how much work you have to put into a nice meal, and if you want to do it proper. So I think also the understanding how important like our job is, besides just the fact that you can have nutrition in our restaurants, but like having these emotions. I think this is a big chance. People who are not able to have something at the moment, they miss something. And now they realize how important this kind of social, cultural aspect is to have good restaurants.
For sure, yeah. All right, we are already talking about 50 minutes.
Yeah, crazy.
I believe we can stay here for another hour, but we will do it.
What I will definitely do is visiting you and your restaurant and your hotel.
Nice.
After restriction, after being the borders open again, because we were always doing nice vacation in Katzand Bad.
Katzand is the south, yes.
Yeah, because I was working in Oslois when Sergio has his restaurant there. So I got to know Netherlands in a very positive way. Also Belgium. I'm a big fan of the Netherlands in total. Also, my wife is a big fan of all the Dutch people. So definitely you will be on our bucket list.
Thank you very much.
As sooner as better, you know. But I don't know. I cannot promise this year. I think it's gonna be very difficult. Yeah. What I would just like to know is like, are you having already concepts like how you could imagine tourism on your beaches?
No, the only regulations now are that everything is going to be continued until the 20th of May. And after that, we are getting new message from the government and maybe loosen up some of the regulations. But the regulations are the 1.5 meter economy. Now, stay home as much as you can. All the beach restaurants, you know, they are in a zone nobody thought of. Okay, the government support is based on the revenue the staff cost made in January. So, like this is the standard was January, which is not really a extension month. It's either it's more a down month in the year, but
or it's
January.
Close,
so
right?
all the
like seasonal.
So the beach restaurants, they don't have any numbers to present. So this is a big issue. Of course, when the weather is nice, everybody goes out. But police is really giving tickets to people not, you know, taking these regulations seriously. So there is, of course, no perspective for the beach for now. But you know, we have press conferences every day. We can watch with the politics. We can watch live. and then yeah, decisions are being made, and I think 13th of May we are getting the new regulations presented by the Prime Minister in Holland.
So that's very yeah, interesting.
Yeah. All right.
Have you ever been to Munich? Have you ever been to Munich?
I don't think so. No. So I should come.
Okay, then we have to change. Then we have to change the spec. So I would be very happy to welcome you, maybe also in one of our hotels, together with your wife and your three children, because I have also a great respect for what you are doing actually at the moment.
Thank you very much.
Talking to people like me for 1 hour, I think you have better things to do, like look for your kids or do something in the garden, or at least do some room service.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you very much also for your time, and also for what you are doing here on this site with the Best Chef Awards.
Yes, of course.
It's a great stage of talking together and thinking about new perspective, how it's going further, and hope the best for everything, right?
Yes. Okay. Tohru, thank you for the positive conclusion and your creative thoughts on how to deal with the situation. My name is Jonathan. I'm speaking for the Best Chef Awards, of course. And we like to share some inside information about the world's biggest chefs. So I'd like to thank today Tohru Nakamura from Germany, Munich.
Thank you very much. See you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.